And this week's quote comes from Ernie J. Zelinsky, who said this: "Your best retirement plan for retiring happy and prosperous, don't be a burden on others." It's true. I mean, and if you plan properly, that can definitely be the case.
You know, Matt, when you first said those words, I was like, really, how does that tie into our show, right? But one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself and your loved ones is a retirement that allows you to live independently without being a financial or emotional burden on others. The truth is, nobody wants to feel like a burden, and nobody wants to put their spouse, their children, or other family members in a position where they are going to have to sacrifice their own well-being to provide you with support. And that's why both careful and intentional retirement planning is essential, not just for financial security, but for peace of mind and a fulfilling, worry-free retirement. Think about it this way, right? If you don't have a clear plan in place, if you don't have enough guaranteed income to help cover your living expenses, your healthcare needs, and any unexpected costs, who is going to step in to help? And most often it falls on family members who may not have the financial means, they may not have the time, they may not even have the ability to take on that responsibility. And this can obviously put a strain on relationships and just cause overall stress for every single person involved. Whereas a solid retirement plan ensures that you remain in control of your own future. It means having predictable income that lasts at least as long as you do, a strategy for handling medical expenses and long-term care if that is needed, and the ability to be able to enjoy your retirement years with confidence. Okay. It's about protecting your dignity. It's about maintaining your independence and giving your loved ones the freedom to be able to enjoy time with you rather than worrying about how in the world they are going to take care of you. Okay. At the end of the day, the best retirement plan isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about securing your future in a way that allows you to live with purpose, with joy, and financial freedom while also protecting the people that you care about the most. That is what retiring happy and prosperous truly means.
That is absolutely right. And I love that in the way that you frame it, because, yeah, your dignity is paramount. Preserving that to, even more than money a lot of times is making sure that you have that dignity for the rest of your life, the rest of your days here. And, also helping your family at the same time with making sure that, as you said, they don't have to worry about you and about what's going to happen to you, about what kind of, if you need medical treatment or if you need to go into a long-term care facility or anything like that. You've already laid out all of those plans.
Right.
And of course, communicated them to your family as well. That's super important. And that's, of course, kind of the main point of the show today is really to just make sure that not only do you have plans in place, but that once you have those plans in place, that they're not just, locked away somewhere, that only you have the key to that lock, and you never show or share that with anybody who is, one of your loved ones or all of your loved ones, preferably. And so that's super important. Communication here is key. And, we're calling it the money talk, but it's really about more than money, but we're calling it the money talk this time, and why it matters. So talk about that, kind of concept, Mike. I know that conversations about money can be so difficult for people to have, even between, spouses or really close family members. It's just a difficult thing to get starting to talk about.
Yeah. And I don't know why. I mean, when did money become so taboo, right? I mean, for many families, money is the last thing that anybody wants to talk about. And we're not talking about it in a braggadocious manner, right? But if, the first thing that can cause misunderstandings, confusion, and even conflict, if it's left unspoken, that just underscores the importance of why the money talk matters. In fact, studies have shown that fewer than 30% of families have had meaningful conversations about end of life planning, and more than 2/3 wait until a crisis strikes before addressing those critical financial decisions, Matt.
That's like the last possible or the worst possible time rather to plan for a disaster is after the disaster has already hit. I mean, it's like, well, boy, my house just got blown away by a hurricane. Maybe I should think about getting some hurricane proof windows. Well, it's a little late for that. It just doesn't quite work that way. So you got to plan ahead. You got to make sure that you plan for those things that are inevitable and the things that, you don't know if they're necessarily going to happen, but you need to have a plan in place just in case they do. And you need to, again, communicate that. And waiting until there is that emergency, boy, that really puts everybody in a tough spot, emotionally, financially, logistically, and just really not a good thing. And I think emotions play a lot in this whole conversation when it comes to money, right? I mean, it's just, I think it's, there's a lot of psychology that goes along with this, but I think that emotions can get kind of raw when you start talking about money.
Yeah, they do. And I think that's what makes having the conversation so incredibly hard, whether it's for privacy reasons, pride, right? Fear of being a burden, or even a little embarrassment about maybe some of the past financial decisions that you've made. But having these conversations early and returning to them regularly every few years, especially as folks get on up in age and may be a little bit forgetful, that is the key to protecting your retirement as well as helping your loved ones understand your wishes. And remember that open communication, folks, it's not just about dollars and cents. It's really about making sure that your legacy, your care, your values are carried out the way you want them to be carried out. And it does not just apply to parents talking with maybe their adult children. Okay. If you're part of a multi-generational family, these conversations work both ways, right? Maybe your kids are making college plans and maybe your aging parents haven't shared their financial picture, or maybe you're the one who's managing multiple generations at once and you're sitting there juggling, and juggling, and you're just praying that you don't drop any of the things that you're juggling. Either way, aligning your goals and expectations just simply helps protect everyone involved.